everybody. Thanks for tuning in to All the Things Harry Potter. I'm sitting down here with my husband, Nate.
What's up?
And we are getting ready to talk about Chapter 15, The Forbidden Forest.
I always kind of like this chapter because we're kind of used to the woods. And some of our characters are not so used to hanging out in the creepy dark woods.
Yeah, they don't understand why you would ever want to go in there. So stick around so you can be sure to catch our social media handles at the end of the episode, and you can let us know what you think. Enjoy! This week we read Chapter 15, The Forbidden Forest. You guys ready to talk about it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really like this chapter.
We start off and things really couldn't have been worse, apparently. And McGee has him in the office, and she's grilling him real good.
The first thing that they were worried about and realized that they had left it up there.
How could he be so fucking stupid? Yeah. There's been plenty of times when I've left my house with, the exact thing I needed. Your
wallet.
Yeah. Like, the whole reason I was leaving the house, and then turned around and been like, oh, fuck. So, it's believable. Especially for a scatterbrained little 11-year-old who's like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah, in the excitement, you could see how they would be like, fuck yeah, let's get out of here, sick of the woods. Mm-hmm. And in their victory, they just left it sitting there.
And all the bad guys are already, taken care of. Malfoy already got in trouble,
right,
to go.
What's there to worry about? It did make me wonder, though, if they didn't realize that the cloak was over them while they were running through the castle back to Gryffindor common room. What does it look like when they're underneath the cloak? Does it look like there's just nothing there? Because they couldn't tell, obviously. Or was it that they didn't even think about it until they saw Filch and went, fuck.
I think they were being loud, too. I don't even think they were thinking about being stealthy anymore at that point. They were literally like, doopa-doopa-da! Yeah, go us! We just did a super awesome fucking thing.
In the movie, the cloak is red until they put it on, and it turns to whatever is around them. And then when they take it off, it turns back red.
I think it's described some silvery, liquid-like fabric. They may not actually use the word silvery, but in my head, that's what it was.
What they don't describe is what it looks like on the inside looking out.
Right. I guess that's what I was getting to. Under the premise that they thought they were underneath the invisibility cloak while they were running, then it doesn't look like anything.
Like glass.
Right, exactly. Like what Jade was saying, I don't even think they were assuming it was on top of them now. Now it kind of seems like they just didn't even think about it.
No.
They were just, take off. The dragon's gone. Malfoy's in trouble.
Anytime you ever got away with anything as a kid with your friend, you walked away like you were kings and you weren't concerned about getting caught after you got away with whatever you did. You weren't concerned with the people in front of you anymore because the people behind you didn't catch you. And I think that's where they were at.
Yeah. And it also makes the opening scene really nostalgic almost for me because I remember getting chewed out with James back in the day, which happened maybe a couple of times. I think that's why she hits them with 50 points each, because she's so blown away by the fact that a student would fuck around this much.
That's why I think she gives them the 50 points each, because Hagrid doesn't do anything without Dumbledore knowing. There's no way Hagrid would have had a dragon and tried to smuggle it through the school and out without letting Dumbledore know.
I disagree because it's illegal to have a dragon on top of him not being allowed to have one at the school. And not being allowed to let two 11-year-olds run through the school at midnight with a dragon. Like, that's not allowed. So I don't think he would have told Dumbledore. He wouldn't have told anybody. He only told the 11-year-olds because they found the dragon.
I kind of agree with you. I don't think Hagrid would have said anything because it's a felony. I mean, I think Hagrid trusts Dumbledore enough to tell him, but I also think that if he did, he'd probably get in trouble for it.
And Hagrid was expelled for something, and it may or may not have been related to magical creatures, so Hagrid may not want to have his ass, like, burned again. So I don't think he would tell Dumbledore, of all people. Two things. Hagrid loves dragons so much that it's overruling his reason, which is why he wouldn't be thinking about getting caught. The other point I had was it's better to ask forgiveness than it is to ask permission. So I don't think he would ask permission for the dragon. He would just, if I get caught, be like, whoops, Dumbledore, you know I really wanted a fucking dragon. I'm trying to get rid of it. Oh, about the points. I didn't think it was fair because they go on right after this to say that they're never going to be able to catch up to how much was lost in this night. And then a little farther in the chapter, they mention that the Weasleys have never even lost that much. You're telling me that the Weasleys have never been caught out of bed pulling a prank on anybody? If you're looking at it from McGonagall's perspective, that they were just trying to trick Malfoy into being out of bed with a dumb lie, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, I could imagine them being hit with 50 points each at one point and losing 100 points at least together.
Right.
It goes to show what kind of people the twins actually are. Assuming that they have lost points like that, and they bounce back, and they make everybody laugh. Nobody hates the Weasleys. They fuck around a lot, but everybody seems to like them. But with the system that they have, everybody knows that you lost points the next day. It stands to reason that people are going to be upset with Harry and Ron and Hermione over this.
It's a public shaming.
And what's even more is that Neville turned him in.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I feel like there's no goddamn reason why they couldn't have been like, hey, Neville, we weren't being dicks. There was a dragon, bud. Even if he didn't believe him, at least try to be like, hey, you saw the three-headed thing with us. There was also a dragon. We weren't lying. Just don't tell anybody. But they didn't. They let him cry all night. Like little assholes. So, maybe they deserved a little public shaming.
He's a snitch. Fuck Neville. Let him cry. That's horseshit, man. They stuck their necks out for him how many times, and he's been a pain in the ass this whole book. And they still befriended him and tried to take care of him, and he rolled on them. What the hell, Neville?
Well, to be fair, like I said, last night, it seems like he got caught in the middle of a nasty prank. He doesn't know that it wasn't.
That's true, but, man. Yeah, I guess I see your point.
I don't feel too bad for them. I think also because they were like, Harry went from the most popular student in the school to the most hated immediately. I was like, whoa. He thought pretty highly of himself, little first-year Harry Potter. But I feel like that might be just how it felt. Because maybe it felt like he was the most popular kid in school, so then it felt like everyone turned on him. On top of the fact that Slytherins were gonna go down, and he ruined that.
I just thought it was hilarious that they kind of expect Slytherins to get on them, like the rivalry is there. But when it was noted, like, even the Ravenclaws and Hufflepuffs were, like, getting in on the torment, it was a little funny.
And on top of all of the points and the humiliation and everyone hating them, they got fucking detention. So, it's not even the end of their punishment.
I'm curious to see what a wizarding detention is going to be like.
Well, we're going to get there.
I know. I'm curious.
Everybody, let us know if You guys think the point system is a little bit fucked up too? Or if they got judged a little too harshly for all this. The prank. They just pulled a prank. I feel like they got a lot of bullshit for nothing. So let us know how you feel.
So not only are they getting ridiculed for this, which, I mean, kids are going to do that, but now, because of all of this, in the aftermath, Harry is thinking about resigning from Quidditch. It has taken such a toll that he feels the need to quit. They still need him. Doesn't matter how many points you lost.
We end up a week before exams, and Harry has that resolution that he's not going to get involved in shit that doesn't concern him. Harry ends up walking back alone from his classes, and he hears whimpering from a fucking classroom. Go get an adult if you hear whimpering. Even if you are an adult, go get another adult if you hear whimpering. Maybe not, but know that some shit's about to be up. And he hears Quirrell whining and pleading, and immediately his resolution just flies right out the window.
How awkward is it to hear your teacher sobbing? Why do you want to be getting all up in that?
It really does sound like it could have been a forced, sexual act in the back of this classroom. He's saying, no, not again, and then the door is, ajar and they both run away. What else? What do you think's happening?
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
What would it have been? He's
I don't know, but I
practicing
didn't
mean
think
curses
that.
on him in the back of the classroom? What?
I guess I always figured he was just beating him up or smacking him around a little bit, trying to get information,
Not beating him off.
I think it's probably because of earlier in the book with the Filch and the Snape underneath the cloak. That's what made me weirded out about the weird people in the classroom whimpering.
He didn't go in this time. He was like, oh no,
Ah.
learn my lesson. Ain't sneaking in there twice. Fuck that.
That is a good point. I forgot about that. Oh, I am so quick to forget sometimes these things.
And of course, in your little innocent mind, you don't think anything worse is happening than somebody, but he doesn't hear any meat packing sounds. So nobody's getting punched.
Right.
That's what I meant by that.
No other reference to meat packing.
So Harry runs immediately to Ron and Hermione. And Hermione was like, well, we could go tell Dumbledore.
He already knows.
Yes, James's theory is he already knows. But he's not doing shit. And Harry points out that it's useless to tell Dumby anyways. He's sick of sneaking around, and he just goes back to studying. For the first time in the entirety of his Hogwarts career, he just wants to study now.
But how annoying is that for your friend to come in and be like, guys, listen to this juicy gossip about the shit we've been worried about. Now, forget it, because I'm going to read my book.
I swear to God, if you ever did that to me, we wouldn't be friends anymore. Just saying. You can't beat a person down like that. That's not even right. They all get their lovely little letters. Same detention.
So, does that mean the purpose of them talking to McGonagall, McGonagall chewing their asses out in the beginning of the chapter was just so McGonagall could chew them out?
No, she told them they have detention.
Yeah.
Then.
Did she?
She took the points and said, you have detention. And then sent the letter saying, serve your detention now. Which, my point that I wanted to bring up, why are you punishing students for being out of bed at night by sending them out of bed at night for detention?
And, again, this is a crazy, crazy harsh punishment for first offenders to not only lose all those points, but also be outside at night.
They're going to the forest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first time we hear about the forest is Dumbledore's first speech of the year, where he tells them, hey, don't go there or you will die. So they have detention, and they're like, yeah, you're going out to the forest. Holy fuck, we're gonna die. Harry was worried about being expelled. Now he's